Roger Federer, Federer makes some noise.
Do you still get nervous when you get on court?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, yes, in the first round or second round or third round, and sometimes not in the semis. I can't predict when I'm going to be nervous, because sometimes I sleep really well, I wake up and I feel like, wow, today's a great day, I feel good in practice. Next thing you know is like walk on court and I play really poorly, or I'm super nervous, or the other way around. You know, it's just like I felt horrible all day, but then I play a dream match. So there's no real secret to it.
How do you separate what's going on up here with what's happening on court? Because mental strength, physical strength are both that need to be in tandem for any athlete.
Absolutely, they need to be connected.
Yeah.
And then that's where confidence can help in a big way, because you might be actually not feeling great physically or mentally, you're drained, but the confidence somehow gets you through. And when you don't have confidence, that's then when you have to sort of trust all the hard work you've done, and you have to keep on working hard so success comes back. So that's when it becomes tricky, I think, when confidence sort of totally leaves you, or you doubt your confidence, you know.
Who have you enjoyed playing against? I mean, when you look at some of your opponents that you've had, from the likes of, you know, Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, you know, more recently Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, these are the bigger name players I'm mentioning. Who do you feel has challenged you so much that you've had to pull out every single bit of arsenal that you've got?
Right. Well, there's definitely a few of them, you know, and they go in phases.
Yeah.
My favorite time, in a way, was when I was coming up and about, just because I was playing against a guy from TV, and I was like, really? Am I playing against Pete Sampras or Andre Agassi, or, you know, those kind of guys, Carlos Moya, Tim Henman, you know, you name it. And I was like, wow, this guy's got such beautiful volleys, or his forehand's amazing, or his serve is outrageous. I've never seen a guy return like this. And that you're on the same court is like an honor, and that is something that really marks you, and it's like that kid in the candy store feeling. And then all of a sudden the younger guys push through, and that was a very strong generation with Rafa, Murray and Djokovic, and so playing against them in the beginning is honestly quite strange, because now here you are, sort of the older guy, and they kind of look up to you, but not quite, and they want to beat you, because I'm not 10 years apart with them, but sort of only 5 or 6. But it is like a new generation, and that's mentally for me was quite a challenge, just getting over that hurdle. And I think Rafa, for that matter, because of the way he plays with his left-handed topspin and so forth, he has really made me, you know, think through my game again. What do I need to change to actually compete and beat him? And he's been the most challenging for me, probably overall, combined with Leighton Hewitt in the beginning of my career, to play against.
I read this really interesting article. I think it was called Federer as a Religious Experience. It was written by the novelist David Foster Wallace. And for me, I think, I actually felt that when it was the 2007 Wimbledon final between you and Nadal. And that game was, you could see the two very different styles of tennis, you know, battling it out against each other. It was a beautiful, beautiful game. You've got muscle, power, strength, finesse, and style all in one game.
Right.
What point do you think you felt comfortable within your own skin and your own game to be able to produce this thing of beauty?
Yeah, I mean, there's some matches in your career that you look back on and you're like, you're so happy and proud that you were part of it. And I think it was actually the 2008 finals. In 7 we played a 5-setter as well, and then in 2008 I lost that epic 9-7, I think, in the 5th. And I think that's the match that everybody sort of still talks about as being that one of the greatest matches of all time. And it's just special being part of that, and you start to feel that once you enter like an epic 4th or 5th set, and you realize that sort of the world has, you know, is standing still around you, and everybody's now just maybe glued to the TV, even though people are doing their own thing on the other side of the planet or elsewhere. But it felt like that, and maybe the match should have been interrupted at the end of the match because of darkness, but you cannot interrupt that kind of match right then, because people want to see this epic finish, and that's what happened. You know, Rafa, the way he won it was unbelievable, but for me it was cool really to be part of it, and I don't look back at that and think this was my most crushing loss in my life. I don't see it that way. I see it as something more positive, actually, because I already had won 5 or 6 now, I don't remember, Wimbledons before that. So I was naturally super disappointed in that, but thankfully I've had some of those incredible matches, not only against Rafa but other players too, which sort of connect you forever with that player, or with the venue, with the center court, with the fans. And that's what's so, I think, so beautiful about sports in general. You just don't know the outcome, and you see that, you know, the different styles against each other, the fairness hopefully as well, which was the case in that match. So it was a very, very special to be part of that. It's one of those moments you look back on as a player and a father and a husband. You're like, oh my God, that's like the perfect moment. Can we like freeze that one forever?